So let's continue with binary files. So you can see this notes here. You would have seen this notes. So the binary files is going to carry a lot of weightage for us. So as per the additional practice paper, you have around 2 4-mark questions being asked from here. So we know in general file handling itself carries around 20 marks of the weightage allocated for Python. So that's going to be a major chunk, and the remaining 20 marks, 5 marks is going to go for your stacks, and 15 marks is going to be from your review of Python along with functions. So because it has already 20 marks, we don't know how they're going to split it, whether they're going to ask more. But text files, as of now, we know for sure in so many question papers, they have asked only one 3-mark question and one 1-mark question. So the 4 marks is gone. Rest all weightage is being divided between CSV files and binary files, of which they are giving more importance to binary files than the CSV files. So in binary files, I have given a full application for you, wherein we have only certain functions that you have to remember and by heart. Also, after understanding what it does, so you have a add, search, update, display, and delete. So all these functions, you have to know it by heart, because they could ask any one of these programs straightforward in the exam. And I'm sure most of you would have done it for your practical also. Next comes our fill in the blank type of questions, which they had asked previously. In that, you can see here there's a right binary function with 6 steps missing, and I've given the answer there. This was in the 2023 board exam question paper. Now I've given you 2 models here. One is a copying model, wherein they have just copied some record from one file to another based on a criteria. And then we have a finding, which is a searching model. So they have given that model also. Now coming back to our assignment, there are 3 models we have taken here. So the first one is, you have mentioned 2 differences between seek and tell. Yes, they are asking for 2 differences, and it's only a 3-mark program. Remember, the weightage has been reduced to 1 more mark, so it's only a 3-mark program now. So you have to give 2 differences. So you have to give the definition of seek, you can give the syntax of seek, and you can also give one example to show how it is used. Right? So consider a file flight.dat, and you're going to copy all those records where the source is Delhi and destination is Mumbai and into a new file. Right? We'll do this program one by one, step by step. So you can see this is our program which I have given you for copying data. Any copying program should satisfy this criteria for us. So we'll just try to modify the same program, because to demonstrate to you, I have to also create this file. Otherwise, for the exam point of view, this is not required. So let's close this. Let's start here. So if you know the first line, it is pickle dot. To use pickle, I'm importing pickle, and then I'm creating a file which is flight. This is not required for your exam because they have not asked you to create anything. We are assuming this file is already there. So here I have a flight number, flight name, fare, source, destination. So I have 5 values. So let me create that many inputs here. So enter. There's no example given. So as of now, let me have my flight number as normal string itself. Obviously, fare is going to be maybe an integer or a float. So let me have it as fare. And let me have my D and E as D is equal to input, enter source, so I have D and E, right? So I have 5 details. So now I'm going to create a file, and I want the source is Delhi, and they have 2 conditions given. Source is from Delhi to Mumbai into a new file, record that. Okay, first let me create this file. So I'm going to dump this, fine. So let me call this function also to create a record. To just save time, I'm creating 2 records here, okay? Now, what are we going to copy? We are going to copy from sport.dat from flight.dat into record.dat. So let's come here. So this is going to be flight.dat. I'm opening that file in a reading mode because already this file is there, and this is going to be my record.dat. I'm opening that as a new file. There is nothing already there. So I'm going to now start. There is no count being asked here, so I don't have to print anything. I can remove this line because it's a 3-mark program. Remember the previous question of a basketball, which was asked in 2023, had a count thing, but it was a 4-mark question. So now they had asked this as a 3-mark question, so they're not asking you any count. Okay, so let me. Okay, so let's come back here. So now what are we trying to do? We are going to load everything. There's going to be no change anywhere except this X thing. So where are we checking? We are checking the source and destination. So it is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to check if X of 3 is equal to source has to be Delhi. Given and X of 4 is equal to Mumbai. Then I'm going to copy this entire record into the new file. Correct. So there is no other change involved. And remember, this is our only program. We need only this program. Want to create given there. So I don't have to write anything else for my 3 marks. What I have to write is maybe till this f dot close. So what are we doing? We are assuming there is already a file flight.dat, and I'm opening that in a read binary mode, and I'm checking if the source is Delhi and the destination is Mumbai, then I'm copying it into the record.dat file. Right. So now let's run this. So March 20, this is homework 1. So ideally, this should have created, right? So how do I check? I can display and check this. I can display and check. There is not thrown any error to me. I think it will work, right? There's no doubt here. But anyway, we can also check that by take a simple display function. It should be here. Yeah, there is a display function, right? We'll just take this display function alone. So I will just put it here. So instead of student.dat, now I have to display from record.dat. Correct. Pickle.load, pass, f.close, and let me call my display function. Let's run this. Oh, I have to create again. Okay. Flight number, flight name. Where is 3000? Sources, let's say Delhi. Let's take destination as Mumbai itself. Then I have my flight number 4. Flight name is DD, and I'll have a fare of 4,500. Sources Kolkata. Destination is did I call this file? It is showing me the 2 details. But while checking, I had given Delhi in small letters here. So maybe that's why it was not working. So when I changed it to capital Delhi, it is working. So it is giving me the 2 records that I wanted fully, which have starting source as Delhi and this as destination. So remember, all this is not required for you. I'm just giving this for you to understand how this entire thing works. So your program is only till what I've highlighted here, right? So let's move on to the next question. So here it's again a very similar function. Book.dat, wherein you're going to do a find book. So you are going to find something. So let's see if we have already a program there, which we did. So March 18th, and we did the program. No, we did not do this. Fine, we'll do it from the beginning then. So file, new file. So let's start with what are they asking us to do here. So you want an already existing file, and in that you have to find the book with the price, all the records from the binary file which has a book price more than or equal to. So let's take an already existing file. It's a delete function. 6. Yeah, I think this is the file that we have been looking for, because it's already titled. It will take a lot of time for us. So all this is not required. We don't need any of these details. So let's see. Let's close this. Let me open a new file. So this is your homework 2 question. So instead of wherever you have this def find type, this is the only code that is required in this question. So other than that, when in mention any two differences, it was an or choice for the previous question. So again, it's only a 3-mark question. So this is more than enough. So we will again come here. So here it is remember, it's a dictionary type. That's why they've given it as an or choice. But this time we can expect this as a main question itself. I have told you that. So you have book.dat. And you have a book name. So there is no int input required here. We'll take it for the price. So enter book name, book number is also there. Okay, let me have the book number also as a string itself. Enter book name, enter book type. See, there's nothing to change at all. And there's an additional field here. D is equal to int input or float input. Because it's a price, it can also have a decimal point. Enter book price. Right? So I have got all the details, and I'm going to just add one thing here, saying M of A is equal to BCD. And A can be used as a key because it is a string type. It is a immutable data type only. So this much is not required for you, done. And then for display also, let me take the same file name, book.dat. And I'm going to try to display the book. Same thing we'll do here. We'll open this. So our code lies here. You have a book.dat. So we are loading, and the only thing that is going to change here is price, right? So they are going to check the price. We already have the key here. So for that key, we are going to have 3 fields. So 0, 1, and 2. So if I'm checking 2, I'm passing some M type from the main function, right? So if this is equal to this, then I'm printing this. Let's come back to the call. So I'm going to call this. I can directly give. They have not given any main function and all. So I can either get it from the user here and pass it, or I can directly give my own greater than or equal to the price. So it's not equal to alone. It is going to be greater than or equal to M type. So my first purpose is to create books. And let's see. I think the program is clear. So let me have, I'm going to display all the books which are costlier than. So let's run this. This is your homework 2. 20 homework 2. Enter the book number 1 and let the book name, book type, book price, let's say 550. Book number 2, let's have a BB, enter the book type as Y, and let's have a book price of 400. So it's printing me 1, 2, and 1 again. Let me go back and see the printing error there. So no, I think it is printing, display is printing both the values there, and finally I'm getting the answer. Let's remove the display. We don't have to do the display thing, right? Let's remove the display. So I don't have to call a display or create now. So I'll come in those lines. Right. So if I just pass this 500 need not be like this pi, you can also get it from the user. You can just say price range or maximum limit is equal to, get it from the user, and then you can just say find type of that price. So you can do that also. But since they have not, it's a 3-mark question, this itself will fetch 3 marks for you. So there is no need to give anything extra, because in the answer key also they have given just find type of 500. That's all. See, 550 is the only book which is greater than or equal to 500. So it is being printed for us. Of course, we can do the beautification just like I told you. Like here, instead of having this, you can always say print book number, or you can print book name, x of key of 0, right? X of key of 0 will have the book name. Then you can have your book type. X of key of 1. This all depends on how much you're confident in writing the program and how much time you have. That's it. You can put the book ID also by just printing key, right? That is, the key is going to be your book ID for you. So you can just run this. So it's printing you with the meaningful names here. So you can always say this, and you can print one more line. You can just beautify it in whichever way you want, but the core program will not change, right? So this is the second model. The first model we saw, right? Copying records. Second model is searching for us in a binary file. And then there is one last model which we have to do. So you can see here, counting in a binary file. So they are saying it's not only counting, it is also to search also. It's kind of a search program. So they have an inventory.dat and they have a list. They have to find the expensive products, to read the contents of this and display details of products with a price higher than rupees 1000. Additionally, calculate and display the total count of such expensive products. Okay. So if the file stores data in this following binary format, so it is a tuple. They are storing it as a tuple, not even as a list. Okay, then the function should display product ID, and the total expensive products is 2. Okay, so it's separately display the product ID as well as, let's try this. So let's open up, I think can copy this. This might come in handy. Copy this also. Let me call it inventory.dat. Using the tuple. It's going to have product ID, product name, quantity, and price. Both are going to be integers. So this is going to be again an int input. Now I'm going to just say and I'm dumping it. Hopefully this should work. And then I have to open my inventory.dat in read mode. It is going to behave just like your list. So I don't think there's any need to change anything else. It's going to print it for us. So first we will try this. We're going to call these functions. Now this is going to be a function. The function name is given as expensive products. So I have given the file name. So what are we trying to check? Price for each row in X. If X of 0, 1, 2, 3. If here there is no normal bracket, it's a list bracket only here. They are given 1000 directly here. So there is no need to get anything from the user. Higher than, so there is no equal to here. As of now, what are they asking me to print here? Let me stick on to that. Product ID has to be printed. It is X of 0. So I'm counting it also. So that's what they're asking us to do, right? So total expensive products. So once I come out, once I have finished everything, I'll just print total expensive products. I hope this will work. I have to call this function alone. We have done whatever they've asked us to do. Okay, so let's create, let me run this. It's kind of a search and display, right? Homework 4, March 20, homework 4, homework 3. It is giving an indentation error somewhere. Price should be greater than 1000, right? So no chance, 50. Daddy 2, product name is let's check where we are going wrong. But it's printing it correctly, but it's doing it more than one time. So you can see that I had used the print statement inside the, after the for itself. There's no need for a for also, because we know that it is going to load every time only a single record. So I had removed that for now. And now you have, if this is greater than 1000, then print this ID. But after printing the ID, I'm only doing a count. I should not print it here. I have to finish this while true loop, because as long as there are files to read, this will keep on happening. So those many times I was getting the output. Though the answer was correct, it was coming multiple times. So I have now just removed that, so that before I close the file, I'm giving a final count of the print. So now this is going to give me the desired output as how it is asked in the question. So product ID 2 and the total expensive products is 1. So this will be your homework for binary files. Hope you have done all these questions.